Hello, my name is Odyssey and welcome to a new series. This is the Banner Saga. Now, I know I'm quite late to the party with this particular game. This game came out quite a while ago. I'm not entirely sure if it was last year or the year before. But yeah, it's certainly not a new game. But I've actually just started playing it and I thought, you know, this would be amazing to record. So I'm going to record it. It's as simple as that. So yeah, for those of you who don't know what this game is, it's kind of like a turn-based tactical game, kind of like XCOM, something like that, but completely different from XCOM, really. But yeah, it's got a great story. It's got a fantastic art style. I love the look of this game, and yeah, it's kind of going to be filling the gap. Or that was taken up by Pillars of Eternity on the channel before, because as you probably know, I played about 7 episodes of Pillars of Eternity, and then I just got exceptionally busy. There were a few deadlines that I had to sort out before I could get back into recording at all. And yeah, I was just thinking of recording Pillars of Eternity today, and I just, so much time has passed, and I'm not really sure how I can get back into it properly. I mean, I might. This might not be the end of the Pillars of Eternity series. I might continue it, but I just don't want to continue it today. So instead, I'm going to be taking a look at this game, which I'm honestly at the moment far more excited about. So yeah, let's just head on right into a new game. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now, as an era of growth and trade, life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. Interesting. Some parts of this are, much like Pillars of Eternity, some parts of this are, they have voice acting. But other parts, I'm just going to be filling in the gaps in the voice acting, basically. It's very dialogue heavy, this game. Very story rich.
It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Okay. You can see the size of these giants compared to the humans there. Massive horn things. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be going through the tutorial. It doesn't last too long, but, it explains the mechanics of the game, which are fairly unique, so yeah, good thing to go through this. You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. You bet. Yeah, got that right. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Okay, now is a good point to mention that I'm actually using the Steam controller. Wow. Looks like I have a really evil face now, just looking at the camera. But yeah, no, I'm using the Steam controller. I've had this for a little while. I love this thing. It is amazing. I mean, I'm using it to control the mouse, and I've got the left touchpad configured so that I can move around the screen like that. But yeah, it's so good. It means I can just get into a more comfortable position while I'm playing. I don't have to be at the keyboard and mouse the whole time. But yeah, anyway. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It's your turn to act. Okay, fair enough. And one thing to notice is that even if you outnumber them or they outnumber you, it always is going to alternate. So it's always going to be your turn, then their turn, then your turn, then their turn. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. Movement happens before action. This ring shows your shield banger is active. The blue tiles around him show where he can move. Okay. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The Horned Allies are a race of giants called Val, who take up 4 tiles each, while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Cool. Click the tile you want to move to, then click the check mark to confirm. Move your shield banger here to get him into attack range. There we go. To target an enemy, click the tile on which they stand. Ally tiles are blue, the enemies are red. Target this enemy now by clicking his tile. You can choose to either attack the enemy's strength, right here, or break his armor. The numbers beneath each icon show the damage you will do to that stat. So yeah, that is the guy's strength. Strength is his health as well as his damage that he can inflict upon you. So if you lower his health, then he can do less damage because he gets weaker, which is... It's kind of surprising that not more games do it like this, because it makes a lot of sense. It's very logical. The shield is, the armor rather, is, if you have higher armor, then you receive less damage to your health. So, yeah, it's an interesting system, very interesting system. Works very well. Oh, okay. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Yeah, that's what I just said. Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. This enemy has only 5 strength remaining, so a strength attack will kill him like this. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. RPG elements coming in there. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate even if you're outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Yeah, 1 damage. And you also saw there that shield banger had a passive ability which allows him to kind of counterattack against the enemy's armor. And you saw, I think he had 1 armor before and now he has 0. So that's very useful. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. The 8 right here, that's the willpower. So you got strength, armor, and willpower. By clicking on gold tiles, a character can move further than usual at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemy show how close you'll have to be to get in range. Yep, so they're pulsing now. It shows that this guy's a melee character. You need to be right next to them in order to attack. So let's head off here. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Click your Warhawk's tile to access his ability. Clicking your character's tile will bring up all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. A purple ability icon, Tempest. The ability description appears in the tooltips below, right here. Normal strength damage to 2 adjacent enemies, starting from target and going clockwise. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy and then confirm your choice. To 2 adjacent enemies, starting from the target and going clockwise, so I should... But that means I should hit that one, right? Not the one that is telling me to hit. Right? Okay, whatever. Okay, that seemed to work. +1 renown. That made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there is only one enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row, so it no longer has to alternate. Cool. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to regain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Looks like the chieftain is in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the chieftain's tile to attack. So he's doing 8 damage at the moment, but we need it to deal 9 damage to kill him. Yep, click the fist and then the stars above the fist to add willpower. The number of stars available each turn are determined by your exertion stat, which is here. So I have 4 or 5 willpower to use, but I can only use 1 in a single action because of my exertion, which is a very interesting mechanic. So I'll just augment that attack, and he's dead. Simple mindless killing. Victory. The foes lying dead at your feet will regret ever crossing something or other. They'd regret ever crossing something. 5 renown.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head.
That's some pretty good lip syncing, actually.
I'm in a bad
Looking
way,
at it.
my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you meet. They're loyal. I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Wow. All we wanted was some trade. Chapter 1, Only the Sun Has Stopped. Very interesting. I haven't played much of this game at all. I know I've played like a little bit beyond the tutorial, but that's it. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. So we get cutscenes of story like this. Eirik, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? What do you want? The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eirik. It's been worse. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want, exactly? Scalfings that you... scalfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall, scattered after you took out that chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. I've got a snitch. Snitches are very useful. Okay, so... yeah. Let's go visit the market then. See who this snitch is. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Coloured canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. Oh. Yeah. The Scalfing's chieftain bled out about an hour ago had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them has crawled back into, nobody's going to try and kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Eirik, do you need some help here? I don't have the patience for this. Say nothing. You know, we kind of look like the kind of guy who would say, I don't have the patience for this, so I'm going to say, I don't have the patience for this. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Wait, just buy one of these. If everybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? Intimidate and pay him or do nothing. I'm going to do nothing. Eirik overturns his flimsy... Okay, so if I did nothing, then Eirik would have paid. Eirik overturns his flimsy table, scattering Haz's assortment of junk across the ground. Oh, no, he isn't. No, that's not paying at all. Gods, Eirik, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the scalfings? Nobleman, up by East Wall, but that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eirik's hand, gathering things from his hovel. Disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Gunnulf, are we done here? Gunnulf, when are you wearing green back at the Great Hall? Oh, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. That's why. No reason. They look good. You know, this being such a bleak landscape, I'm going to say they look good. They had some color. I'm glad you care. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stools. Eirik, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be scalfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these scouts in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. I don't think we really need help. We've got two enormous giants here. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? Where is this place again? After this, I'm done here. Where is this place again? Nobleman is halfway up the hill towards the Great Hall. You won't miss it. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. Oh, no, that was Ubinu. That was me who was saying that. I'll remind him. Okay, cool. So there is the meat house. And that's the Great Hall, I guess. Fair enough. What's all this up here? Great. We've got great morale at the moment. Because we have no... It's just... Oh, wow. We've got 32 Val in our party. So 32 giants, 100 days of supplies, 5 renown. Those are the options. 0 days. Okay, interesting. But apparently no fighters. Maybe we don't need fighters if we've got Val. You arrive in front of what must be Nobleman. A few minutes later, Eirik appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eirik says over his shoulder. Ready? You're walking through the front door? I'd rather sit this one out. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eirik is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed drunken scalvings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead stains in the process. Okay. Something tells me this is going to be a one-sided fight. A bunch of giants against a bunch of drunks. Okay. You can deploy your characters into any of the blue tiles, like so. When all units are satisfactorily deployed, press Y to start the battle. Okay, great. So, there are a lot of people here. They all look pretty much the same, really. Swordsman. Oh, that's the thug leader there. And the rest are just swordsmen. Very easy to kill, I'm guessing. Apart from that guy, although even he is pretty easy to kill. He's actually got less armor than the others. So, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so let's spread our guys out a little bit. Mainly focusing on the thug leader over here. Let's just, yeah, I don't think we need to do anything more than that, really. I was hoping for more of a fight than this. Okay, look at them, it's going to be butchery. They're just like stumbling around the place, just falling over each other, skewering themselves on their own swords. That's the kind of thing. Who have I got here? Valgard. How can I learn more about you? Stone Wall blocks 3 damage per hit 1 round. Shield Wall adds 1 armor to allies and himself while adjacent to the ally. Right, that's the passive ability. Shield Wall is the passive. So, without having to do anything, he is giving 1 armor to this guy and to himself. So that's pretty awesome. He's got a lot of armor there, 13 armor, that's really good. And his ability is Stonewall, blocks 3 damage per hit for 1 round. So he is an absolute tank. No one is going to deal damage to this guy. So what I'm going to do is move him right up to the front and get him to soak as much damage as he possibly can. Stonewall. There we go. Now hopefully everyone's going to attack him. Resist. Yep, that's always good. I can't quite get into range of anyone yet. Let's have a look what this guy does. He can move through allies and gives 2 willpower to an ally at any range. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, someone who's running low on willpower, I can just rally them. Pretty awesome. I'm going to move him here. And yeah, just end turn, I think. Just end turn, bide our time. Resist again, resist again, resist again, and resist. Awesome. That was absolutely fantastic. Thug Leader. So 4 attacks at 1 strength or armor each. Last hit adds +1 for each adjacent ally. Okay, so that he just used up his ability there, and that would have been pretty devastating were it not for the fact that I'd done Shield Wall, or Stonewall rather. So that worked out really, really well in our favor. Just move our guys forward. Nothing else to be done yet. We're just soaking up a bunch of damage. Maneuvering ourselves into a good position. Okay, it's our guy. Our tank again. He can just continue doing Stonewall because I can't see that they're going to switch targets. So it's just Stonewall. Working really well at the moment, to be honest. Whoa! Whoa! What was that? What just happened there? Run through 2 spaces, 2 break to each unit in the way, plus normal strength damage to target. But didn't he just ruined the armor of his guy, his thug leader. He ruined the armor of his leader. That was clever of him. Okay. Well, I won't say no. Let's move into a position where we can start attacking then. Right here. And attack you. I could start taking down his armor. And you can see I've got 2 stars here now because my exertion for this guy is 2. And I've got a good 7 willpower to use. So that's pretty awesome, actually. So I could try and break through his armor so that subsequent attacks deal more damage. Or, and this is what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to do a powerful attack against his actual strength, because that means he won't be able to do any damage really to us. Yeah, I think that was probably the right choice. Okay, cool. That was a 1-for-1 on the break attacks there. And I can come so close to killing him, but I guess I'll just reduce his armor for now. There we go. Ouch, that was a bit painful. Let's, shall I move? Let's move over here. Start attacking on several fronts. Oh, wow. Wow, that is a ton of damage. He has 15 strength, that's the reason. Good God. Kills in 1. Okay, so this guy is an incredible strength hero. Really good fighter. Now is tricky because I can either do Stonewall or I can actually kill this guy or start dealing damage to others. If I don't do Stonewall, then I'm probably going to get damaged pretty heavily by all these guys around me. Let's Stonewall then, I guess. Let's just, we can wait it out. We have patience. Unless they target this guy. I forgot this guy was practically surrounded as well. Let's kill him. Yeah, let's use some more of our exertion to kill this guy off. Resist. Good. I think we can kill this guy now. Beautiful. Oh, that was a good deflection. I'm surprised. 9 shield. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, I should explain that. If you've got a higher armor stat than their strength stat, so he has 6 strength and I have 9 armor, then I believe for each point that I'm higher, there's a 10% chance that I'll just completely block their attack, and it'll do no damage. It'll be completely ineffective. So that is really useful. Let's. I've already got a giant over there who can take out these guys. So let's start moving down here. Attack him for a ridiculous amount of damage. Promote. Okay, cool. So when this battle ends, I'll be able to promote my guy. Yeah, let's start attacking with this guy now. Yep, this is an easy fight. There were a lot of them, but it was very easy indeed. Although, having said that, this guy might die. Let's move him away. Yeah, that's the best we can do, I guess. And let's do rally him, because he's a bit low on his influence there. Good. Let's move him here, and what's my? Do I not have an ability for this guy, or have I already used it? I can't remember. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, I can't kill any of these guys. Let's just deal damage so that their attacks deal less damage. Oof, that was some sort of punching it. Oh, hold on a second. What even? Oh, he went through my. Okay, he went through my guy. Fair enough. That looked strange for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Let's kill this guy off then. Oh, that's just overkill. I might as well actually go over here and kill one of these guys. There we go. Yep, they're slowly getting through the armor of Valgard here, but yeah, there's just nothing that they can do now. It's about to go into pillage mode because I'm just about to kill this guy. Don't even need any influence attacks. Pillage. This guy can just kind of do anything, do whatever. Doesn't matter. And I think that might be the end. Nope, not quite. Nearly the end. Let's do a break attack. This must be the end. Yep, 12 damage. There we go. Your renown grows. Promotion, tempered by blood, pain, and resolve. Gunnulf has been promoted. Got a lot of renown for that match. Cool. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to go wash off this blood. Oh. Wow. I didn't know that was your job. Eirik is looking out the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well. Vognir. Next for Val Kingship last we spoke. The other flag? Looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long. Ah, that makes a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. I see. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. What a job. Can I ask one more favour? What is it? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eirik tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Yeah, a spar of silver. That makes up for any post-traumatic stress disorder that you may suffer from now as a result of seeing that. Big army. Look at this. Wow. Okay. Let's go to the docks then. Vognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. He sounds like he has that kind of voice. Comes with being old. And if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Must there? I'm going to give them both the same voice. That's hilarious. Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid, old yocks? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorundr? Is it Jorundr or Jorundr? Jorundr demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arborang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay. It's kind of like Kang and Kodos from The Simpsons. It's like one of them's male and one of them's female, and yet they both have exactly the same voice. Oh dear. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Mogger? Mogger? Mogger. It's a good name for a cat. Mogger. Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. So that's what we are, a Scrivener. Writes up everything that happens, writes up history. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. So, Joffrey. Essentially, he's Joffrey. He is Prince Joffrey, or King Joffrey. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think? Definitely. Okay, weariness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it's been. Ha ha ha, lots of killing, joy. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. They didn't really speak highly of him, they just said he's the king's whelp. Okay. So I can choose to talk to, that's the prince there, or I could talk to Hakon. Or I could go to the Great Hall. Choices. I think I don't know if I'll be able to do all three. I don't know. But in any case, I think that is a pretty good time to end the first episode. So, we will pick up from where we left off in episode 2, where we get ready to, sleep, and then I don't really know what's going on quite yet. We'll have to see what happens when we're caravanning on the road, like our guy said. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. If you want to see more of this series, then please leave a like, leave a comment. It really, really helps to see what the reaction is to different series that I'm putting up. This is probably going to be a series that I put up as often as I can. Being at uni, it's a little bit sporadic. Can't really guarantee when to put any videos up. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I have been Odyssey, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.